Alright, so some people have had problems like understanding my tutorial, or just kind of tough. So I tried to do a video tutorial. Hopefully this will be a little bit easier. So right now I'm in general discussion forum. The newest version is always stickied, called MXS server and the version. So we're going to download that. Extract it. And this, you can put this wherever you want. It doesn't have to be in your simulator personal folder or install folder, or just be whatever. Alright, so here's all the files that come with it. It's a track info folder where all your track info files are. It actually comes with pretty many. Some of these tracks are kind of old though. A lot of people probably don't remember Bob Fief or Farm MX. It doesn't matter though. But these two files are needed just to have a server running. As to the README that you want to read, so there's tons of commands that are useful that most people don't know about just because they haven't read this. Like for admins, one example is you can actually lock gates, so people can't change your gates and all kinds of stuff. So you want to read that for sure. It's a server arcs file, which we'll cover in detail in a minute. It's kind of like all the parameters for your server. And I think this is a Linux file, so you won't worry about that. And it actually comes with a batch file now. I don't remember when Jovi started adding that in there, but you actually don't have to make your own batch file anymore. So if you want, I'll show you that after we set up the arcs file. So let's first start to send that up. First line is your port. This can be any 5 digits you want. So I also put it as my current port for the server I usually use, just so I don't have to worry about port forwarding right now. This max clients is the maximum number of clients that your server can handle. So if, for example, right now it's set to 11, so if there's a lot of people on my server and someone else try to connect, it would say server full. And you want this capped at the number that your server can handle. And that's based on upload speed. So if you go to my written tutorial, GLB made this table here where this left number is the number of clients on your server, or number of people, and this right number is the number in bytes per second that the bandwidth would be used, like the bandwidth for that number of people. So this is based on your upload speed. So if you can go to speedtest.net and then start a test, and you figure out your upload speed. We're not worrying about download speed, so I'll just ignore that for now. So it says my upload is 1.11 megabits per second, so it says megabits, and then this table is in bytes. So I actually have a link in here that it's a converter. So I have 1.11. That was megabits. Calculate, and in bytes, that's 145,489. So look for closest number is list. Left between 9 and 10 clients. So let's set at the upper limit, so I'll put 10 for max clients. And this greeting is just whatever comes up in that chat when you enter, so I will put, hey there guy. This results file is the file that the results have to be written to, like after each race as you started. So if you look in your folder, you won't have one right now because there's no races done on it yet. Check interval. So I'll see the number of minutes between when tracks would change. So if you restarted a race and then 15 minutes passed and you restart again, the next track and the list will come up. So you can change it to whatever you want. Like if you want the track to never change, I don't remember if there's a way to actually do it that's easy. So I've just plug a huge numbers like that. No one's gonna stay on your server that long. And laps is number of laps. You can do either laps or minutes or both. So if you want to do a 30 plus 2, you put 30 minutes and then 2 laps. These tracks are what's on your server, so and all these tracks in your trackable folder, and you can't use them on your server unless they're in here. And you see this track info slash and the track info name. This is just telling it what directory these files are in, which is track info folder. So if you wanted to, you could just not have that. You could just have this, but your files ought to be in this folder. So that's, I mean, it's just for organization, pretty much. Right, so this is set up. Back to 50 minutes. Save. And let's see if GeoV's batch file will work for us. Let's run this. It asks you for a UID, and then it'll automatically set your UID as administrator. So mine's 496. So automatically be administrator of the server, and the server is running. So let's see if we can enter it. So remember, if you're going to your own server, you have to use 127.0.0.1 and you enter your ports after. So if you're entering your server from the computer it's running on, even if you're on the same network that the server is on, you have to use your actual IP address. So let's see if we connect. Connected. Yep, we're in right now. See your chat message of hey there guy, or greeting I should say. Okay, so I'll still cover how to make your own batch file just because that's what the main tutorial is on, I guess. And you know, you don't have to, it's not necessary because you'll be made it somewhere you include it in the download. If you wanted to, you can make a new text document, you can name whatever. Change extension to BAT. Open it up. And then you have to change the directory to where all your your server files are. So in my case it's on a desktop. Change the directory to the MXS server folder, and we have to tell it to start MXS server, and we have to add parameters, just like how you add your track header to your game, or like change resolution and stuff like that. So This is what we want to add. It's the name of the args file. So you don't actually have to have your args file named server args. You can name it like bunch of stuff guy, and just change it up here. But obviously it makes more sense to just call it server args. And put the repause at the end. This will let the command prompt stay open after you execute it. So if there's any errors, you can have time to read them. Otherwise, it'll just flash and you won't be able to read the errors you have. So let's see if that works. Yep, so that worked, and it'll be the same thing in game. Reconnect using 127.0.0.1 and import. Just going back to the port. If you have trouble connecting, or others have trouble connecting, you have to forward your port. So to do that, you actually have to go into your router settings. And to get to your router settings, you actually have to find a default gateway number. So you start your command prompt, and once you're in there, type IP config on no spaces, and you want to find your default gateway number. Just put this number into your browser, and you get all your router settings. So what you look for is something like firewall settings, and if you're not sure how to navigate through there, go to this website called portforward.com, and it'll let you choose your router brand. So find your brand. Say I have compact, which I don't, but, and choose your model and search. This is just pick whatever you want in here. We just wanted to figure out the process to get there, so I'll choose that. So this goes through the steps in order to get to the IP setup process. Just tell you how to do it. What you want to do is change your add a new entry for MX Simulator. And what you want to do is, I guess, change the UDP protocol from your port number to your port number. So mine will be UDP from 60868 to 60868. Each router might do it a bit differently, but you want to change the UDP protocol. And after that, hopefully people should be able to connect to your server. And let's go over how to add a track to your server. So let's say I want to add a couple artists to my server. So let's go to the track. They're in chat, type / save track info with no spaces. So it says the track info file is saved, and it's saved to your personal folder. So go to your personal folder, and then have the name and then that track info. So I'll take that and put it in your track info folder. You just want to get the name of it. Then we'll add it to our server args file. The order in which these show up in this list is order in game. So let's say you use the server set track command and you want to do server set track 5, it would go to the 5th track in this list. So we'll go to Overhill. And obviously this first one is the track that'll be up when you start your server. So I think that covers the basics for now. I obviously want to go through all our readme and then go through all the commands. So like these are commands that marshals and admins can use, and there's ones that only admins can use, and there's also shows ones that anyone can use. So any person that enters the server can force spec himself, force play himself, see the tracks on the server. And these are also the other parameters for your args file. Say so you can disable arcade mode for the server, so nobody can use arcade mode and things like that. Trying to think here. I won't go through how to upload results, because that's, you have to deal with another program you have to download, which you don't actually run, but you need the files for it. But I do have it listed in the written tutorial about how to upload the results to the stats page, so that will allow you to have your results listed here. I'm not going to go through that though, since it's a little bit harder. So I hope that helps people somewhat. It's kind of an unorganized tutorial, sort of, but if you have any questions, so just ask. I'll try to clarify things or answer any other questions. So, thank you.